This is Red Carpet Flies, news on the fly, bringing you daily unique and interesting entertainment, celebrity, and luxury news for December 6th. Wealthy enthusiasts paid $1.23 million of real money to purchase 3 lots of virtual land next to Snoop Dogg's virtual mansion. I keep telling you guys, we are on the precipice of the real-life matrix. NFTs are here to stay, and in a big way. The more you understand it and its growing demand, the more people are willing to splurge. According to Luxury Launches, a rich Snoop Dogg fan is now making the most of the metaverse by buying a plot next to the icon's virtual property. The 3 parcels of digital land on Metaverse have sold for a combined total of $1.23 million and occupy the space directly next to Snoop Dogg's mansion. The most expensive of these 3 plots were sold in an auction for a whopping $453,000 or 70,903 sand. Each of these 3 estates consist of a 3x3 square of land or 9 individual plots that can be broken up and resold. Even in the virtual world, owning property or land next to a celebrity adds value. It looks like real estate trends of the physical world have already carried on into the metaverse. Virtual land in the sandbox is being sold as NFTs, and these too can be traded like any other NFT on platforms like OpenSea. So a few housekeeping items here. I mentioned the currency sand in the reading of this article, and for those of you who are unfamiliar, sand is short for the sand dollar, which is currently the world's most advanced official digital currency. Sand was issued by the Central Bank of the Bahamas in October 2020. The sand dollar is a digital iteration of the Bahamian dollar and one of just 2 fully operational retail CBDCs worldwide. The sand dollar holds identical legal status as the standard currency and is issued by authorized financial institutions and can be used for a variety of transactions. 1 sand is equal to about $5.21 US dollars. You know, during Black Friday, I saw several stores now accepting Bitcoin. I'm telling you, it's a brave new world out there. If you feel confused or lost with all this metaverse talk, you're not alone. I too am trying to wrap my head around this new world, and that's why I throw in every now and again a story about NFTs, the metaverse, or the digital virtual landscape at large, so that we can all start getting familiar with this new world. I think I have had NFTs explained to me about 1 million times, and I'm still lost on exactly what they are. I wanted to report on this story because I just found out about a week ago that you can buy digital property, and now this guy buys virtual property next to Snoop Dogg's virtual mansion. I literally just found out about this. And I don't know if I'm slow or if the world is just that fast, but I wanted to share the news with all of you so that you're in the loop. Are you guys familiar with NFTs, and are you buying or selling them? I recently sat in on a Twitter Space conference about these artists trying to sell their artwork as NFTs, and I kid you not, I felt like I was listening to Greek. It makes me feel like I'm not a true millennial because I feel so lost. But for those of you who are trying to find their digital footing, we will navigate this world together. Tesla unveils a pint-sized Cyberquad ATV just for kids. Your kids can now own their own Tesla. Well, sort of. Tesla is releasing a new EV before the year is out, and it's just for the kids. According to the Robb Report, Elon Musk's EV giant, a company that likes to announce new products with as much pomp and circumstance as possible, quietly launched the Cyberquad for kids on Thursday. It's a battery-operated ATV which is available to order now through the company's website, and you might be lucky to get it before Christmas. The Mini Cyberquad has a sharp, angular design right in line with that of the company's upcoming pickup. It's built on a full steel frame and has adjustable suspension, rear disc brakes, and a comfortable seat and LED lights, according to a listing on Tesla's website. It tips the scale at 122 pounds, but has a maximum weight capacity of 155 pounds. The Cyberquad runs on a lithium-ion battery. Tesla hasn't revealed how big it is, and is likely to be far smaller than the packs in its cars or its SUVs, but it did claim that it will be good for 15 miles of range, though that figure may vary based on the rider's weight and the terrain. As for speed, Tesla says the ATV can travel up to 5 miles per hour on setting 1 and 10 miles per hour on setting 2. The speed can be limited to 5 miles per hour if you're worried about your little tykes getting ahead of themselves. The Cyberquad for kids can now be purchased through Tesla's website for $1,900. West Side Story banned in parts of the Middle East over trans character. Steven Spielberg's remake of The West Side Story will not be showing in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Oman, Qatar, or the UAE. According to a report by The Guardian, the big budget musical, tipped for the Oscars, has reportedly been banned because of a transgender character, Anybody's, played by Iris Menas, known for Jagged Little Pill. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the film wasn't granted a certificate in either Saudi Arabia or Kuwait and the remaining countries. Requests for cuts were made, but Disney refused to do so. Anybody's, whose gender identity was vague in the original, has been made more obviously trans in the newer version. While it's never said on screen, the character receives more screen time, and David Saint, executor of the West Side Story Arthur Laurent's estate, has confirmed that Anybody's is a character who was a man born in a female's body. End of story. Homosexuality and trans are still either illegal or seen as immoral across much of the Gulf region, with capital punishment used in extreme circumstances. You know, West Side Story is one of my favorite musicals, along with Chicago, Nine, and Mamma Mia. I remember seeing this movie in grade school, on one of those days where there wasn't an official lesson plan and the teacher just popped in a video. I feel like this was the gateway musical for me. I have seen this movie like a zillion times, and I can honestly say that I don't remember this character. Now I have to go back and watch the original movie, which is currently available on Amazon Prime Video to rent for $3.99. Are you guys familiar with this character? Comment below if you remember seeing Anybody's. Cardi B forces Miami nightclub to let black women in. This story has been making its rounds on the blogs, and I briefly wanted to touch on it. According to the blogs, Cardi B was in Miami over the weekend for Art Basel and was celebrating the release of her new alcohol-infused whipped cream called Whip Shots. She actually attended several parties over the weekend, but a lot of people are talking about the situation at Club 11. Apparently, there were a group of black women trying to get in the club, and they had paid for a table, but the bouncers were keeping them out. In fact, the bouncers were keeping out a lot of black women. So when Cardi B showed up at the club, these black women voiced their frustration to Cardi, and at which point, Cardi started yelling at the bouncers to let black women in the club. The black women eventually did get into the club, but this is a very common practice done by a lot of clubs, which is why I wanted to talk about it. The biggest cities, New York, Miami, and especially here in LA, are notorious for packing clubs, especially high-end clubs like Greystone, One Oak, Bootsy Bellows, with ethnically ambiguous Latin or white girls. I have seen it with my own eyes, and I've heard bouncers openly talk about this. They also don't hire black girls as bottle service girls either for these type of clubs. It's a really disgusting practice because if people don't know, a lot of black women are high income earners and spend money like nobody's business. My bestie came to visit me before the pandemic, and we went to Rodeo Drive just to do a little sightseeing, or at least that's what I thought. We stopped at Saint Laurent and she saw a purse that she just had to have. I tried to persuade her to get like a wallet or something a little less costly, but my homegirl straight threw down her credit card like it was nothing and purchased the purse, which was the equivalent of somebody's rent for a studio here in LA. She didn't even bat an eyelash and was like, "What are we doing next?" She threw me off guard a little bit because I wasn't expecting that. But then I was like, I should expect this type of behavior from my friends because I stay having boss chicks for friends. I tell that story because black women spend money. And the fact that these bouncers were keeping black women out of the club, especially black women who paid for a table, is disgraceful, and it's a practice that needs to come to an end. And I don't want everyone to get down on these bouncers because they're only carrying out the wishes of the club owner. So I know some blogs are starting a petition to boycott Club 11, which isn't even that hot of a club. I've been there and it was okay. It sucks that race has to be an issue even when you're trying to have fun. I swear it's exhausting. But I do see small changes happening, so I'm hopeful. I know some of the bigger outlets are reporting on this, and I try to avoid these stories so you guys don't hear stories that you've already heard, but I just had to voice my opinion on this. Well, that's it for Red Carpet Fly's News on the Fly for December 6th. Please like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Red Carpet Fly, and also follow us on Instagram at Red Carpet Fly. And until tomorrow, always stay fly.